Perfectionism, a refusal to accept any standard short of perfection. Parents asking their children, why did you get 99% on your test? Where's that 1%? Young people hating themselves because they don't look like their favorite idol. People spending hours crafting the perfect Instagram grid. Or for language learners, not saying anything until being absolutely sure that the grammar is correct. Why do we have this kind of relationship with perfection? What even is perfection? I wanted to get to the bottom of this. And along the way, I got a chance to visit VoiceTube in Taipei to prepare for an upcoming course. Details at the end of the video. I sat down with some of their staff and asked them for their thoughts.
What do you think about perfectionism? How is it either good or bad?
有时候好，有时候不好，有时候要看状况。因为有时候，当然最理想的状况是越完美越好。因为我的工作是做摄影跟剪辑嘛，你都会希望说啊，这个状况越完美可以越好。但是有时候你没有办法让一件事情真的那么完美，因为它太多事情会影响它，比如说外在的东西啦，或者是时辰的东西啊，都会影响说这个东西到底能不能真的变得这么完美。那如果不能，你能不能去接受这个结果
？I think it's good. It's like a motivation for people to seeking progress, trying to make them better. But in the other hand, if the pressure is too heavy or you push yourself too hard, try to reach the limit, then sometimes you'll just crash.
我觉得应该是 50-50，因为我觉得每个人对于完美的定义不太一样。我觉得可能有些情况下，对一个把事情做到完美是一个很好的，但如果他一定要做到100分，我觉得是不好的。这样，我觉得可能在一个很好的范围内，但不是这么追求一定要全都 OK， 因为就是这个社会运作不是就是0分或100分，对，有很多中间的情况会发生。
Maybe we really should talk about what is perfection. Why is it that we can all imagine what perfection looks like, even if we are not looking at it at that moment? Well, I think completion is one part of perfection that we might think of first. Things that are complete are usually considered better, and we can all easily imagine completing something that has missing parts. What are some of the other parts of perfection? Words that come to my mind are fitting, difficult, or healthy. Speaking of that last one, we might say that healthiness must be the most important feature for human perfection, right? But that's not completely true, is it? It seems that the standard we set for ourselves is often a kind of exaggerated form of healthiness that is often unhealthy. For example, did you know that the average BMI right now for a female K-pop star is 17? Just to be clear, anything under 18.5 is under healthy weight for a woman. At 17, a woman is unlikely to be able to have a baby. And also for guys, the popular thing right now is to go for a superhero body, right? But a lot of the actors who play superheroes in movies actually dehydrate themselves. That is, don't drink water before filming so that their muscles will stand out more. So now perfection equals unhealthiness? So if it's not true that we are actually basing our standard for perfection on something like healthiness, then what are we actually going for? Maybe it's actually success that we are chasing. After all, living and working in competitive society means we have to try to stand out. Isn't that why parents push their kids so hard? They feel the pressure to pass on to their kids what the culture values. They feel that if they don't, they're going to fail in life. But that's not the only reason, is it? If we're honest, fear is involved too. After all, humans don't just judge their own performance, we love to judge each other's performance. Just like the old saying, 好事不出门，坏事传千里. Parents are afraid of losing face because of their kids. So, does it work? Does a perfectionist standard actually help people succeed? Well, sometimes yes, sometimes no.
How have you experienced perfectionism either in your life or in society?
It's not about perfectionism, it's about your professionalism. You have to be professional or you have to be like accurate about what you do.
我刚出社会工作的时候，我是做婚纱摄影的助理。那其实对婚纱摄影师来说，他们的每一个作品都是非常完美的，所以他们的那个每个摄影师都非常有那种很完美主义的那种感觉。 但是其实对被拍照的新人来讲，他们不一定可以做到这样。比如说，摄影师今天要有一个动作，可能你那个女生要很凹身体，手要摆得很痛苦的姿势，这个女生可能有时候没有办法做到这个样子。但是对摄影师来说，他的作品要求就是这个样子，所以反而是新人要去达到摄影师的要求，所以新人就会很痛苦。所以那个时候就觉得，这个现象蛮有趣的，因为有时候这个对摄影师来说，他会比新人更在乎做出来的东西。
I feel like my mom's a little bit, so it's like she has to keep everything in control and everything got to be very tidy. I think for me, that's why I think a little bit negative.
I'm a person who likes to travel around the world. I like to plan and keep everything in my control. I will make a full schedule and I complete my trip most of the time. But once I fail to achieve my goal, I will feel frustrated. But gradually, I learned that the traveling couldn't always be perfect. Because of that, imperfection makes those journeys impressive and unique.
觉得在工程师这个圈子里面会蛮容易遇到这样的人，因为他们对于在写程式上面会有很多的非常近乎苛求，要很完美的那种感觉，就是像一个艺术品。当然，因为像我们在工作上会有遇到一些很多的挑战，但会很难去做到这个事情。我们经常遇到一些跟这样子的工程师合作，有的人可能是很厉害的人。但有些人就会比较是会很坚持自己的想法这样子。
以我来讲，就是因为我本身是广告系的，然后广告系就会有很多需要企划的环节。那企划就是会跟很多组员一起进行，因为时间比较紧，所以很常是我们就可能要熬夜啊，或是甚至到隔天。有时候就是其实因为每个人对于报告的要求会不太一样，就可能每个人心中完美主义的面向不太一样。可我其实觉得这件事不算是一个坏事，每个人都会有一定的坚持的话，就是比较容易让成果做得更好。
The other side of perfectionism we need to talk about is the pursuit of excellence, which is a good thing. After all, if I'm going to do something, I might as well try my best. If my goal is just to reach okay, then I might truly become 差不多先生. Do you know the story? 凡事只要差不多就好了. As some mentioned, it can be hard to work with perfectionists, but it can also be inspiring and challenging in a good way. Sometimes I need to be reminded that I have room to improve. So the important question is, how can we have a healthy relationship with perfection? Here are 3 ideas that I think can help. First, evaluate the standard and count the cost. Is this perfection that I'm reaching towards actually good? Is it healthy for me? Is it even possible? Our idea of perfection is really dependent on what we are comparing ourselves to. When it comes to our bodies are all made differently. And for our lives and skills, well, everyone's situation is different. One wise person said that chasing perfection is only a problem when I under-budget. Some of the most amazing, beautiful achievements have come after years of labor. People can do amazing things if they have enough time. The problem is when we want perfection, but we don't want to spend that much time. Whenever I set a standard for myself, I should ask, how much time is this going to take realistically? How much effort? And how is it going to impact the relationships around me? Second, as the old saying goes, practice makes perfect. If we are going to try anything new, then we're probably going to be a beginner and pretty bad at the start. If I want to learn music, then I have to sound bad and then okay before I can sound good. Same for learning a language. If I want to improve, I have to make a lot of silly mistakes. I have to sound less capable than a toddler. Only by going through those stages can I finally get through and start using the language in great and useful ways. Third and last, after I have counted the cost, I may choose a perfectionist standard for myself. But I think we need to be careful when it comes to others. We can be so quick to judge. Yes, we need to uphold standards of professionalism, but we also need to be reasonable and gracious. Perfectionism at its worst can be enslaving, and that's definitely not something that we should put on others.
Do you consider yourself to be a perfectionist?
I was, but I'm not now. I feel like when I was during the school, especially in Taiwan, I would ask myself to study very hard to get A+. But I think when you start working, it's not working if you are being a perfectionist.
I don't think so. When we went to the cake baking, if I can cook the good cake, then it'll be good. If I couldn't make it good or delicious or not pretty, then I'll say, okay, that's enough for me.
Oh, okay.
我在学习工作这件事上，我会比较偏向完美主义，我会蛮在乎一些小细节的，就像是可能在上一些通识课或者什么，就算是那种别人都觉得很废的课，但如果要我报告什么，我会觉得如果做出很烂的，我自己会觉得很丢脸，所以我就会在这些事情上就会有一定的追求。但是我觉得像是我在平常生活，就不管是交友啊或是旅游这件事上，我可能就不会一定有一个那么高的标准，或是追求完美主义。
Usually in my life, I'm just like doing my own things with the regular attitude, and I think that's something that can preserve your mana or something that you don't have to spend too much effort, too much mana to handle things. And also, I know my limits. I know what I can do and what I can't do. We all have some goals we want to achieve, but sometimes it's just impossible to do that at this moment.
Yeah.
So you have to review your capability, you review your time, review your resources or whatever.
I think I was a perfectionist, but now I think I am a progressist.
Okay.
Yeah. The only goal I make is to progress 1% each day. Because of that, I don't have to suffer the perfectionist burden anymore.
I hope you enjoyed this culture topic, and I hope it was helpful for you too. Whether you're working through perfectionism in your own life or maybe in a close relationship, I think these are things that we need to talk about. Please leave us your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you a perfectionist? How has perfectionism impacted you, either positively or negatively? I also want to give a shout out to VoiceTube and all of the staff who were brave enough to sit down for the interview with me. And speaking of professionalism, this is a good place for me to give you a super quick summary of our upcoming course in collaboration with V-Class. It will be a comprehensive email writing course. 全方位高效 email 写作班。
全方位高效 email 写作班是市面上唯一由专业商务母语人士所开设的英文写作课程。透过全英文教学，让你在短短4小时就能轻松掌握 announcements and reminders, scheduling things 等7大英文 email 情境。从母语者思维切入，掌握各种商场书信文字沟通秘籍。
This course is 30 lessons and 4 hours of recorded video, condensing all of the insights I've gained into how to write good, professional English emails. With that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.